Dear students, welcome to the online education of class 6 science. Dear students, in the previous class I explained you about the grassland regions, wherein I explained how the tiger and deer have been adapted to live in the grassland region and how they get escape and how they attack on their prey and escape from their predators. Okay, so in today's class let me explain you about some of the aquatic habitats. Okay, so in the previous class we discussed about the terrestrial habitats. In today's class let us discuss about some of the aquatic habitats. Okay, so the first aquatic habitat that we are going to study in today's class, that is oceans. Okay, so dear students, already you know that, so fish, about the fish, so we already discussed about the fish, how it has been adapted to live in the seas, oceans and lakes. Okay, so many other such sea animals, they are living in the sea. Okay, so they have streamlined bodies to help them move easily in the water. Okay, so such as there are some animals such as squids and octopus, but they do not have a streamlined body shape. Squids and octopus, they do not have a streamlined body shape, so they stay very deeper in the water. Okay, very deep in the water they stay, and they get the water, they get the food which comes towards them. They stay very deep in the water, so that near the seabed means almost down, so that much seabed means it is at the almost base. So till then they very deep in the water they stay, and they catch the prey or the food that moves towards them. Okay, so however when they move in the water, they make the food which comes towards it. Okay, whatever the creatures or small animals, some small fish which comes towards them, in the deep water, so that they catch as their prey and consume and eat it as a food. Okay, so they make their body streamlined only when the its prey comes near it. Okay, so they make their body streamlined at that moment. So these animals have the gills on their body which help them to use the oxygen which is dissolved in the water. So these the squids and octopus, they have a gills on their body, so which will help them to absorb the oxygen dissolved in the water. Okay, so there are some animals other than these, so like dolphins and blue whale we can say. Okay, so these animals, they do not have the gills to breathe. Okay, so they don't have any gills, but instead what they have, so they have to breathe, right? So to breathe the air, so they have a nostrils or a blowholes on their body which are located on the upper parts of their head. Okay, on the upper part of their head they have a nostrils or a blowholes which will help them to get the water. So this allows them to breathe in air. So these blowholes or the nostrils which are present on the upper part of their head, so they will allow them to breathe in air. Okay, so whenever they swim under the surface, near the surface of the water, okay, so it will allow them to breathe the air which is present on the atmosphere. So whenever they come and close together the surface of the water, they can remain or they can stay inside the water for a long time without breathing. Such capacity they have. Okay, so these animals, they can stay inside the water for a long period of time, so without breathing. Okay, so they come out of the water to the surface of the water from time to time. So from time to time they come out of the surface of the water and get the air from the surroundings, oxygen from the surroundings, to breathe in air, and again they go deep into the water. So you might have seen the activities of dolphins which are shown in the National Geographic channels. So this is how they lead their life. So dear students, I hope you have understood the concept of today's concept of how the animals in the aquatic habitat have been adapted. So let me explain you about the ponds and lakes in the tomorrow's class. Thank you and have a nice day.